Thanks to AMD for sponsoring this video from CES 2017. To check out their new Ryzen processors, check out the link in the video description down below. Are you lacking desk space but still want a baller PC? Or maybe you have a really badass home theater setup and you want to have a PC there, but none of the cases on the market actually reach the level of awesome aesthetic that you currently have going on. Well, enter Project 217. So it's a case, and it's rather stunning. How does it work? Well, starting at the bottom, you have an SFX power supply. You can put an ATX power supply in here, but I seriously doubt you would need it with an ITX and single graphics card build, so just go with an SFX or SFXL power supply. Slightly above that, they have a metal bit that covers up the excess cables coming out of the power supply. Across the way to the left, you have radiator brackets for 280mm or 240mm setups, and then just in the middle, between those two, you could mount a reservoir if you used a little adapter to go off one of your fans. Moving up from there, you have your mounting area for your ITX motherboard, and just in front of that, you have something actually rather cool. It doesn't have a proper name yet, but I'm going to call it the Phanteks cable concealer, and it actually hides a lot of the cables that you have to run to your motherboard, making this whole chamber actually very clean in terms of cable management, just with two main implementations, a shroud over your power supply and a bar that goes across the front of your motherboard. But what about the GPU? The pièce de résistance of many cases is not actually shown here. Well, if you go around to the other side of the case, bam, right there. Now, this is a prototype. They're thinking about maybe make it so you can flip this over so you could see the bottom of the graphics card where the fans are, because that's often the coolest part, but it may not be too bad as it is because a lot of backplates are starting to look pretty sweet these days. Traveling to the top of the case, there is a metal grille. They're still deciding on what exact color they want this to be. They have black and silver options here. I think right now they'll probably go with the black one just because it fades away more easily into home theater setups, but we'll see what they decide on in the end. Under that grille reveals all of your I/O for your graphics card and your motherboard and all that stuff, and it is channeled out the back of the case. As of right now, there is no case panel I/O on the system that we have here, but they're not releasing this till sometime around Computex, which is in a few months, and they're looking into stuff, maybe something down near the bottom. I have a solution for that. And after you're done building your system in here and making sure it looks absolutely beautiful, another cool thing is that you can put it in pretty much any orientation you want. It doesn't have to sit exactly like this. You could turn it to one of the sides, you could turn it to the other side, or you could even put it on end. Tip it over, make it go wide format instead of narrow and tall. That could look pretty cool too. I personally think this will be a great addition to Phanteks' case lineup, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thanks once again to AMD for sponsoring our CES 2017 coverage. Their new Radeon Vega GPU will introduce a new memory architecture that sports high bandwidth cache. You can learn more about Vega by visiting ve.ga and checking out After the Uprising on YouTube. You can click to see that up here.